Hey Sam,
Crossy, how you doing?
I'm very good. So last night I got a bag of chips, I got a burger, can of Coke, sat down, and I
Yes.
watched the movie, and I was like on tender hooks afterwards. It's not like a normal, sort of thriller sort of movie I found.
Yes. Oh well, mate. I'm glad you sat down with some sustenance to get you through it because yeah, it's intense, right? I mean, from start to end, there's no real let up, and as you say, I don't think it is. It's not just your, I guess, regular Hollywood blockbuster, action movie. There's a lot more substance to it. I think there's this really interesting story about psychopathy and psychopaths, and yeah, it's hard to know really who the good or the bad guys are.
That is a word I think, yeah, I'd use all the time now, psychopaths, because that it's like a running theme of it. But what I found as well was that, even little things like, like a couple of seconds of the actual Sky News being in it kind of made you feel because, if you had told me 2 years ago COVID would have been here and everything would have been shut down, I would
Yeah.
have been like, absolutely no way. And now I'm watching a movie like this, I'm like, this could absolutely happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's hopefully, the idea about it is, this is all based on Andy McNabb's experience and the real, how the military operate and also how the government operate. And this is the reality, actually. I mean, obviously, we don't have, these mercenaries going around. There are mercenaries, and who's to say whose side they're on? But yeah, it is based, in the actual sort of current climate. So kind of scary, but hopefully, it just remains fiction.
When you do roles like this, with Ruby Rose, do you guys go for like a drink beforehand and say, right, we're going to be physical on this, we're going to make it real? Like, how does that work? Is it just on the day you're there, right, this is our gig? Or do you build up some sort of a bond beforehand to kind of push your limits?
Yeah, I said it was a good question, and I think in that scenario we did. I think I went around to her house with a bottle of malt whiskey, and I made her a hot toddy because she wasn't feeling great, and we talked it through. Because I think firstly her character is the sort of the antithesis, but also exactly the same as Tom. My character. They are both in a sense psychopaths, and Tom really is a sort of crossing point of, well, firstly knowing that he is one, but also which side is he on, and she gives him a choice there. But yeah, we wanted it to be visceral, we wanted it to be strong, and the end sequence, the sort of fight in the forest, really is. I'm very proud of it, and Ruby was brilliant, and we really went for it. It had to be full on, and that was back down to Andy McNabb. He wanted it to be truthful, and unfortunately, when you're trying to stop someone, you're going to use all of your body, all of your might to stop that person in their tracks.
Were you wrecked every day? Like, were there days when it was over? You
Yeah,
were
mate.
like, Christ above.
Yeah, I was pretty exhausted because it's full on. It's a very big action movie. But do you know what? Actually, I just get up in the morning and I'd be like, okay, let's go. I'm on this. It's brilliant. It was so fun. I loved the character, and just it's such a roller coaster. Every day there was more action to do or more stunts to work on. So, but also having said that, there's also some great scenes and great relationships as well. With Hannah John Carmen, who plays Tom's fiance. She's brilliant.
Do you think people like I kind of find that you were kind of rooting for the wrong people or even the right people? Is it like that type of movie that when people sit down and watch it that you'll kind of root for different people at different times in it?
Yeah, well, I think you realize, everyone in there has their own agenda, and really, despite them fighting one side or the other, or the good guys or bad guys, they all have a hidden agenda. And yeah, I would say even on the good side, there's people with very, very questionable morality or questionable motives. So uh, I mean, this is the reality. This is the reality of the military certainly, and the government as well. And God, I would hate to have to choose whose side to be on.
And is this mad? Like I was just saying the other day to my friend that if this was normal times, I'd be in London now. I'd be right in front of you, chatting to you. How do you go about doing this now? Is this a strange world for me as it is for you? Like, how is it?
Yeah, mate. I mean, I firstly, just delighted that the movie's out. It's been a long time. It's been delayed because of COVID, and I wish it was coming out in the movie theaters because that's what it was designed for, and I think it would make an impact. But I'm so glad that people can watch it at home, in the comfort of their own home. And yeah, it's strange times. I mean, we're lucky we're still working in the movie industry and TV. Providing some sort of relief, hopefully, for people, but It's tough, and I'm glad, hopefully there's an end in sight. But yeah, I'm sitting in my living room talking to you, so it's strange.
When the movie comes out, because I was talking to someone else before, when it went streaming, like when this is on Sky, is that there'll probably be so many more people watching it that probably wouldn't have been in the cinema at the time. Would you be looking at social media? Because, a lot of people be like, oh, I wonder what they think of this movie. Or once the movie's out, that's it, it's done. You kind of close the door. What's it like for you?
Well, yeah, I'm really excited actually to see people's reaction, and I hope they enjoy it as much as I think it is deserves. But yeah, definitely I'll be checking my social, and I've been plugging it away, and I also found lots of photos I took from shooting it during the time, so I'm gonna share them on social media as well.
I saw a video that you were in. Was it Bulgaria that you shot it, or was it Hungary that you that
Yeah,
you?
yeah, Budapest, yeah.
How, like, when you're doing that, like, are there times where you're taking photographs and going, right, I'm gonna keep this till movies out, I'm gonna show people what's it like? Or can you say in Ireland, can you hold your piss? Like, are you able to kind of keep the secret and say, right, this is okay? Or is it the sneaky little thing of, oh, we're doing this, oh, we're doing that?
Yeah, we shot this 2 years ago, and I was really excited to get it out there. And I've got some great photos on my phone I wanted to share, and then you kind of forget about it. So it's nice to go back and revisit that, and even to watch the movie again. I haven't sort of revisited it for a little while, so it's great to be able to now sit back and enjoy it myself. And yeah, I'll be sharing some photos.
And before I let you go, this is where kind of like a naff question, but have you been in situations now where you've been on a tube or a train or wherever it is, and you've been like, oh God, you've got butterflies in your stomach, kind of bringing you back to a time when you were shooting it?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We actually shot on the Eurostar. After all the sequences we shot, we actually went back and did a little bit, and it was kind of crazy to be actually on it, because we really tried to recreate. It's down to the details. The exact replica and the way it operates and everything. So kind of weird to be on there, but I love. I mean, I actually have to say, I love the Eurostar. I love being able to jump on the train from London and go to Paris or Brussels or wherever. So yeah, hopefully we can start doing that again soon.
I think the next time if someone ever sees you on that, they'll be like, right, we're in safe hands no matter what happens. You're here, you've been through it all.
Well, I wouldn't trust me. No, I'll be the first off. I'll be running away.
Thank you so much for the interview today from us here in Dublin, and best of luck with the movie.
Thanks for having me, mate. Good to see you.